Hello again. Today's video I have decided to divide into 3 parts. Part 1. So last week I didn't do the apps theme. A part of me didn't really want to do it because I didn't really have much to say on the subject. But I will say that I do play games on my iPod. In fact, if I'm completely honest, the idea of having little games on my iPod as well as listening to music on it was one of the appeals of buying an iPod Touch. But I don't really have many games. I mean, I play Angry Birds, and I got addicted to that, and I've got the Seasons one as well as the original. I also play Fruit Ninja, as Cell does. Though I do play 2 games that nobody's mentioned. One of them is Tetris, which, if I'm honest, Tetris, no matter what they bring it out on, whether it's PlayStation or DS, it will never be the same as the old Game Boy, which is probably obvious, even though it was just the simplest of games, really. And even the Touch one, I don't know why, but there's something about actually using controls to turn things rather than... I know it's pressing buttons and touching things, what's the difference? But for some reason there is, and I don't really play the Tetris game I have on my iPod. But I also have Cut the Rope, which no one's mentioned, which is a game where you basically have to cut a rope in order to feed this little gremlin thing. This funny little green thing, and you have to feed it candy, and you've got to cut a rope and make sure it gets into his mouth. I was introduced to it by an old friend who, well, boyfriend, who, well, we called the little creature Diabito. I have no idea if he actually has a name, but for some reason we called him Diabito. I mean, the thing lives on candy. Part 2. In response to Cell saying that she spoiled Half-Blood Prince for me, I remember Cell telling me this story before, but I actually have no memory of it actually happening. I remember reading the Half-Blood Prince, just about, because it was probably my least favourite of the Harry Potter books, and it took me the longest to read. And like I say, I have absolutely no recollection of her saying anything. At the time, I'd have thought I'd have taken it as just Cell messing about because she's not a Harry Potter fan, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember getting angry, but sure, Cell, you're forgiven. Part 3. So, on Monday night, I went to a musical workshop, which was run by the same person who runs my Caution choir that I go to every Monday night. This was a sort of extra thing, just a one-off thing, which was actually, I was a bit disappointed because it was actually really, really fun. It was, basically, we were learning songs from more contemporary musicals. And by contemporary, I mean, the first song we sung was the theme tune for Avenue Q, which is actually one of the ones I'd actually seen. I haven't actually seen a hell of a lot of I haven't actually seen that many musicals at all. But Avenue Q is one of the few that I have seen, and it's actually probably one of my favourites. I keep meaning to go see it again because it has come round to Bath before. Avenue Q, you live on Avenue Q, your friends do too. You are 22 and you live on Avenue Q. The second song we sung was from the musical Hairspray, which I've never actually seen. I was going to go and see it last year when I knew Mickey Dolenz and Michael Ball was going to be in it, but I never actually did, and I'm kind of disappointed now. Although, even though the sort of upbeat songs isn't necessarily the type of things I'm into, it was still very energetic, and we were singing the last song called, oh, what the hell? You Can't Stop the Beat. You can't stop the beat. You can't stop the beat. At least that was the end of it. And the third one we sang was from Rent, another musical I haven't seen. I've never actually had any desire to, but maybe I will one day. There was a song called Seasons of Love. How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Yeah, I know I'm not the best singer, which is a shame because I really do like singing. So yeah, it would be really nice if they did that again. In fact, maybe they'll do it again next year, I don't know. But it certainly has made me want to watch more musicals. And I'll end today singing a song from one of my favourite musicals. I dreamed a dream in time. high in life worth living. I dreamed that love would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiving. And I apologise if that sounded really bad. See you next Wednesday.